We're back, as promised. It is 8:38. The auction started closing at 7. It doesn't close until about 11, we said, but we're jumping in. I'm going to see what's going on. I'll probably need to come back in the morning and say this is what I've ended up with, if I've got anything still going. As before, I need to look over here, so excuse me for not keeping the eye contact with yous, but we need to log in. Right, we've got 80 quid left in the auction. Right, let's see. My bids. Okay, the Ben Rinnis, 300 quid. Yeah, we knew 220 was always going to be low on that. The Ben Nevis 26-year-old, my bid of £91, it's at 289. The Ben Nevis 1996 Thompson Brothers, 220, 101, I'm not winning that. The Barrel Strength Small Batch at 205. The Cotswold one surprises me, 160 quid. That's a bit, that's really surprising. I put 27 quid in. Klein Leash, 178, I figured that would do well. Dalmore, Christ, that's flying, 151. See, this is what I mean. The auctions can be a bit rogue. It wasn't like that, like 6 months ago, you weren't seeing prices like this at all. Maybe in some bottles, but you only see Cotswolds, unless I've missed something. Glen Elgin, 80 quid. That's decent. That's there or thereabouts. It's money. I put 49 in. Pong Loire, nope. 70 quid. That's its money. But remember, you're adding 10% to that, plus your fees, or your 10% commission, and then your stuff and that. That's over. It's touching 90 quid for that bottle. It's too much for me. This I'd put in because I've been meant to pick it up when I was in Edinburgh and I didn't. I kicked myself for it. 75 quid. That's decent. The Islay blended malt at 65. Again, I'm not going there. The Loch Lomond at 51. That's frustrating. Oh, I'm sitting at 50 on this whiskey sponge one, so I'm winning this. I reckon that will go by the end of the night. I don't think I'll win that. My Breath of the Isles one, 49 quid bid. That's frustrating. I would have took that. No bidding up. Still winning the Glen Murray, 15-year-old, 30 quid. 31's my limit. The Weller Special Reserve, I think that'll go up. So overall, like, I'm not really devastated. I'm a wee bit sad about the Loch Lomond at 51, if that goes for 51. But that's its money, there or thereabouts. The Breath of the Isles, I'll be annoyed about that for 49 quid, but we're currently sitting on 80 quid. Yeah, it's a strange one. I wonder if anyone will push me up on that, and then this one at 30. Shall we jump in? Let's see what else is going on. Live auctions. Now in my previous video we looked at the Springbanks. Let's have a look. Let's see how they're tracking tonight. Remember, these are going to be the highest bids at the top. 27-year-old. Now they're sitting at 2850. 2900 is the highest. I'm surprised, like, the market's dead. There's too many available people paying for this. It's strange. That's about the Springbank 25-year-old. Local barley from 1999. 975. 25. There's no prices here that are really surprising me at the moment. Come down one. Start to hit the 500s or so. Again, there's that dark local barley. One of the guys shouted me out. I'm going to pull up his comment. He shouted me out on the last video, saying that where is it? The Springbank local barley, 10-year-old you're looking at. This is Can Amit. Shout out. It's different to the normal local barley. The bottle's a darker whiskey and made from Belgravia barley. This will go over £1,000. Buy if you can. I have one. Well, it's not going over it just now. Maybe you're talking future pricing, but I'm not. Yeah, there's a Belgravia. It's silly. It's silly. It's not for me. I'm not paying that for whiskey to sit on a shelf. No chance. 21-year-olds, that's about their money. 500, 470. That's 2013 release. 2018 release. 2021, 2022. What sort of reserve are you putting on a Springbank to, like, North Star? Strange. 410. Wow, that's still going. That's wild. It's nice. It's good whiskey. It's mad how the colour of something makes people go wild. PX finish, it is nice. But again, 410 plus VAT, so 20% on top of that. So you're now up to touching 500. Then no. What else we got? Private cask. We've got the rum cask. That's what? 380. God. How do we think the 10s are doing tonight? The standard 10s and 15s. Let's have a wee look. We'll come down. Oh, that Hazelburn. See, honestly, if I could have got that, it's such a good dram. It like blew me away at the tasting. It was so good, but I'm not paying $3.40 for it. Not in that position. Don't know who is to be drinking it. Maybe it's a split, but even then you're asking a lot. 310s for these, so that's it. See, there's a bit of shilling going on when you're seeing ones going for like 400 odd plus VAT. 310, 300, 295, 280. A lot of PX cask. A lot of PX. All the way down to some 5. That's not the current one, that's last year's local barley, a lot lighter. Not seen. Is that this year's? Yeah, that's this year's. So they're hitting 260. This year's local barleys again. £100 bottle. We should be getting to the brass tacks of what's going on. There's 18, 240, 231. You'll never get a bargain on Springbank. Like, occasionally on smaller auctions you'll pick it up, but there's too many people. The market's rife. It's the trend whiskey at the moment. Prices have dropped quite a bit there. We're down to 160s, 145s, 144. That's a great. I enjoyed the Pinot Noir, but the Malbec was fantastic. But I'm not paying £160 for another drink. 140 for 130. What is going on? They're like 65, 70 quid a bottle. It's good juice, but it's no there. Just gonna keep Tawny Port 125, the Hazelburns, Springbanks. We're gonna start seeing some cool Kerins. Do they put them under this? Springbank 1080 quid. Oh. Is Kilkerran under something? Do they put this? They must put the Kilkerran under something different then. Let's see. How Kilkerran 41. 435, an anniversary cask. Yeah, there we go. Straight down to 90. The port cask. Is that this year? That's last year's port cask at 90. 16. Any bargains here to pick up? That's not bad. 65 quid for the online. Tempting. The sherry with the work in progress. I do like these work in progress bottles for the shelf. They bring a bit of colour to it. I would like them to bring something like that back. Heavily peated batch. So to be fair, looking at it, you could pick up a Kilkerran roughly if you're desperate for them, but let's see Macallan. How's that reach around doing? 201. So in a week it's no shifted and it's still no met the reserve. Colour me surprised, honestly. Absolute chances. If it's your bottle, let me know what your reserve is on that. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Boring. Let's jump down. Where are we at? Macallan's Bond at 14.25. Reserve not met. Oh. Folios 6 at 1212. 116. 6. 7. 1100. Bond 1110. 1100. Are we going to see all the folios in the next page at 1100? Over a grand. Is there any under? Bonds at 1000. 950. Yeah, I think. Okay, so we're seeing folio. Grand, it's still early. As I said, there's still time. We could see a shift. We'll come back to that tomorrow and see. Let's see what the others are. Harmony Collections. Home at 651. A lot of collectors out there from Macallan. A lot of collectors. So obviously this is where they're snapping them all up. The Edrington bottle. That's a good bottle. I like that. Purely for personal reasons. I don't know about the liquid in it. No idea about the juice. Right. Looked at those. Let's have a wee look. Let's see if there's any Adelphis. Let's see Adelphis doing. That Ben Rennis. That's yeah. Chichibu at 330. I'm trying to think. That was 225. Was that when that came out? So it's kind of steadying. Seeing if there's anything else. 82. I think that's the one. I think I've got that. Do I? Maybe. I've definitely got. Is that Ben Rennis I've got in the cabin? The Black Lodge. Need to check. 49 for that. I'm still a wee bit peeved that I missed out on that. I can hear the auction fever on the shoulder. Do it. I just don't think. Nah, I don't want to. I'm not going to do it. Let's have a look at the Wellers. Seeing how that seemed to have got away from me. We'll look at how the Pappies are doing. 220. Actually, if I go to account, I go to the watch list. We put a lot in the watch list. I forgot about this. So much easier. There we go. Globetrotters with Prince. 17 grand. 10 bids. Reserve not met. 2800 on this one. Pappy 2100. That's hit. 51 bids. 15's hit 1100. 1100 quid. Boss Hog 925. Purple Top 925. The Stag Junior Batch 1 right 600. The Jaws T Stag 700. Right, okay, these are hitting the prices. That was the darker one I hit to see. So 545. 1 of 19. 555 on that Springbank. The single barrel Weller 515. And that Rip Van Winkle 490. It's so annoying. It's like £100 when if you can get a sniff of it, and the juice is great, but oh, that's heartbreaking. These Macallans, wow, 410, 370, £75 bottles if you can get them. A BK17 at 350. Madeira Wood we're looking at 340. Sherry Cask we've done 310, and the Chichibu 330. We've looked at most of these already. There's that Islay one, 310. The current local barley at 240 plus VAT. Oh god. 240, 205. Portland Mason. This is purely because I've got a bottle of that behind me. 190. Milk and Honey 140. I did say it would hit over 100. I'm pretty sure I said that. I've not watched back the last video. Really should have done that. 130, 65, and 45 for Weller Special Reserve. Now, Can I get Weller Special Reserve places? Is it easy to get? It's 45%. I'm just thinking, do I go for a bottle of it, try and get all of it? 99 quid at the Whisky World. £50, House of Malt when they have it. 60 quid. I don't know, is it worth it? Why is Weller so hard to find? Is Weller the same as Pappy? Same distillery, doesn't make it. Let's see. 3 reviews. Outstanding. Great, but like when the reviews are from. Oh. Fuck it. Here we go. Still time. Place bid. I'm not getting it for that. Dump. Oh, I'm in. I'm the highest bid. Just done myself, haven't I? That's frustrating. Right, so that was our watches. We are going back to the live auction. Shall we see if we can pick up? Let's have a wee look. What bargains? What are we after? I quite fancy some. I need some peat. I need some peaty whiskies. Currently, I'm low on the peat shelf. Like a lot of sherry whiskey at the moment. Like a lot. Maybe need bourbon cask and sherry. No sherry, bourbon cask and peated malt. So let's see. We'll start with Islay. From Isla. Should we go A to Z? There's a lot of lots. Let's just skip some of these. Where are we at? 850. Nah. Too rich. Too rich for me. 12. I'm looking at like 100 quid and below. Come on. There we go. Right. Coleman actually is one that I was thinking about picking up. Just the standard stuff. Coleman just bubbles under the radar a little bit, from what I gather. When I talk to people on that, you never really hear it mentioned. I regret not getting this when this was released for the price. That was about the price it was. I think it was 90 quid, a discount code. That Douglas Slang, highly single malt. Still looking. Let's jump down. That's the price it currently is at the Whisky Exchange and on Amazon. It's 66 quid, which is cheaper than buying it here at auction. I know if you've already bid, but this is what I mean about being careful with what you're buying. It takes no time at all to just search something. If you're not sure on the price, have a search and go, is this worthwhile or not? Let's see, nothing's capturing my attention. There's nothing standing out. Like you can get like that. That's an interesting one. But plus VAT, so you're already up to 75. You're over 80 quid for that. Nah, no point. Kalila Adelphi, but it's Kalila. There's only so many ways that you can cut Kalila up. So I just pass on it. I've had so much of it. However, then you see something like that and you think, oh, let's have a wee look. You never know. Going 50. So, I don't like a Certainties finish at all. I think I've just had some bad experiences, so I just ignore it anytime I see it. Not today. Kalila Thompson Brothers one. There's that another sponge. Spring release. Look at that. Got Ruthless. Port Charlotte, Killa, Interreleased. Starting to see more and more of these VAT ones. So these coming from Europe. I'm not sure. I'd love to know what the thinking behind that is. So look at that. Triple cast matured. Buna, Laga, Cocoman, Laga, North Star, wee gift pack. Oh, might have to do that. I've been dying to pick it up, but these are going very cheap at the moment. Too cheap, almost. This is going to be dangerous because I'm going to bid for these. I'm going to lose them all anyway. But we'll have a wee look. That actually reminds me. I'm going to have a wee look at Ben Nevis as well before we dig too deep. We're going to go through the ones I've opened, don't worry. Let's jump down. These ones always went well. These just looked great. The Samurai. Yeah, you're 200 plus for that 1996 15-year-old. There was a great Ben Nevis that Charlton Whisky released, and I kicked myself for not getting a bottle of it. It was fantastic when I tried it. Absolutely fantastic. Ben Nevis, frequent flyers, have we look at that. The Carnmore Ben Nevis are great. Absolutely great. 5-year-old Ben Nevis, so just a bit. Could like that one is. Anything else that we should look for? No, let's have a look through these tabs. Whisky Sponge. Kalila. 12-year-old. Refill Hogshead. Nah. Pass. Autumn release. Loman 2009. Second ever release from Coleman Distillery. 3 years in bourbon cask. Finishing period in sherry. 3-year-old refill bourbon was added. 10,000 bottles. Sitting at 50 quid. Nah, I'm okay. Kelly Thompson. Sucker for a nice label. Just look at the wee seals. It's in at 47. Nah, I'm good. Pass on that. Another Whisky Sponge, Kalila. Hogshead. No, I'm good. Spring release. So was this the third ever? Nah, 54 quid. Nope. 54 quid on this one. Highly blend. Nope. 42 quid on this. Nectar. Any other details? Nope. I'll pass. There'll be people out here watching this, hopefully screaming at the screen. Triple cast matured, 46%. This is for German, so this is Bourbon Oloroso and PX. Too much going on for me. Now I'm going to close that one. This one, 3120. What are we saying? What would 40 quid? 40 quid would be, oh god, that would be 48. Then nah. 31, 39, let's do it, 32 quid, place a bid, confirm, outbid, nah, I am out. Chaos, batch free, 50% Portland American oak. Yes. Let's go in. I'm going to go for 31. Place. Confirm. There we go. Currently winning. We'll wait and see. The South Star. Never picked any of these South Star ones up. I know this was to help the idea of the new distillery, the Del Riata one, or Del Riata, or however you say it. Not sure. Nah, I'm alright. I'm alright. Look at this bad boy. It's just a great label. Such a sucker for a good label. Whiskey Sponge, 15-year-old Ben Nevis. 48.5. Is there any other details? Just refill hogshead. Should we have a wee look at this one? Let's see if the reviews were good. Whiskey Sponge is always normally good. It's just the price point. I struggle with the price point. So it previously went for 165, 135. Right, so these aren't going to get. I'm going to get nowhere near this. So reviewing this, 85 at 100. Hardly any tropical fruits. Nah, I'm good. That's what I'm after. The Ben Nevis with a bit of tropical fruit. PX Sherry. 10 years of PX Oxide, finishing a second PX cask. Let's see. What was that going for when that came out? This is it here, isn't it? Good reviews. It's not really captivating me. Can't you believe this? The 5-year-old on this. Don't know how I feel about a 5-year-old. 67%. Is there any reviews of this? Let's see. Have a look. 83. Yeah, it's going to say young. Decent Ben Nevis, so I still missed it 3 years when it was an uncountable. So they liked it like that. It's the same one, fine. 86 points they gave it. Nah, pass. I'm on the 3-year-olds, but not as good as that. What about this one? Ben Nevis, Thompson Brothers. What'd this go for? Let's see. Nah, it doesn't really show. Fine. We'll put a wee bid in. It's like 50 quid. I think that's fair. Right, on that note, we'll pause here. What am I winning? I'm sitting with 4, 5. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see where we end up. Before we have a drum the whole time. Cheers. Hello and welcome to part 3 of the auction series. This took a turn, so I figured I would do it to camera. They got delivered on Friday. So the last video you watched in the auction series was a week ago. I preached but didn't follow exactly what I was preaching. So I figured I would show you the outcome of what we ended up buying. So bear with me. They're already out, they're on the shelves. Let's pick them up and I'll show you what I ended up winning. I won the Weller. So I won the Weller Special Reserve. This cost me £50 final bid. 50 quid. There's a scratch on the back, but I don't really care. It's for drinking. 45% Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Not seen it on a shelf. So I figured, let's get a bottle. I like my bourbons, so why not try that? We'll put that as such there. I ended up picking up this by accident, the South Star. Now this came from Zanzibar Whiskey. This was sent to auction, and so I had to pay VAT on this as well. But not only did I get, this one's the Speyside, I also got, in the end, the Highland as well. And on the back here it says imported Zanzibar as well. So I ended up with 2 of these. Now these were done last minute. RRP up in the edit. Good man, bit like Bill and Ted. You see it and then you go and do it. And then it appears in the past. It's pretty amazing. That's 3 bottles now. Then, also German, but from Whiskey Sponge, or Whiskey Schwamm, it's called on this, was the German malt, the Saltmoor single malt whiskey made by Ralph Hauer at his distillery in Bad Dürkheim. Smoked single malt, malted barley kilned with beechwood smoke. Let's see, 8 years old, 57.1%. Cost me 50 quid. Still available in the shops at 130. Which we'll see how this goes, but for 50 quid, I figured worth the shot. I'm going to split it, maybe open it up and share. Ended up with a Chaos, again from Zanzibar, ditching all their North Star stock. Bargain, great drinker. I've already got, I don't know if where I put the empty bottle, but I've already got all the batches of Chaos. But I just kind of, I wanted it, really wanted it, just to drink. I just love the North Star stuff, so I got that. King's Inch from Glasgow, like myself, and at the cost I paid for it, which I've put on screen, it was 20 odd quid. Again, far below RRP. Don't know if I've not tried it yet, but I don't think I would pay full price. So I thought, well, why not? Let's see how that goes. There was one more. I can find it. Last but not least, down here, I put in new shelves. I picked up the Ben Nevis 2012 7-year-old Thompson Brothers. As you can see from the video, at the time of me doing my bidding, I think I was in for like 2 or 3 bottles, and I got caught in the lower end of the auction. Don't get carried away. I got a little bit carried away, but I ended up with 7 drinkers that I'm really happy with. I'm not looking to like save these forever or anything like that. I'm looking to share them, I'm looking to drink them with friends, I can do wee splits. Fees with these, I'm going to put the fees up. Where's the best place? If I move to one side. Let's put fees up here. And I've tried to do it in a way to break it down. But really the way I look at it is probably set aside 20% of your final total to cover postage and fees. Now, as I said, that and that got whacked with VAT, so it was an extra 20%, but at the price that I bought them at, I didn't mind doing that. On top, every single one of these bottles, if you divide it, 7 by total, all come under RRP, which is, you can get lucky, and I think I got quite lucky with that. Now, these aren't desirable bottles that people would go mad for. I don't think people are chasing South Stars or any of these. Maybe the Thompsons I've got lucky with. This didn't seem to have much interest. The Weller, I was surprised at. I saw it go for sale today online for 75 quid at a retailer who shall remain nameless, who's dumped a whole load of stock at really high prices on their website. Don't know, maybe somebody's found a door in a cupboard in the building, who knows. But out of all of them, really happy with it. This does me for a long time. If you're in the UK, it's a fantastic way to start to build a collection, especially if you don't have local shops nearby, or maybe you don't have big whiskey retailers, or you're trying to buy stuff online. You'll pick up some bargains, but again, just be very measured and don't get last night fever like I got and end up collecting far too many. Cool. Any questions about the auctions, guys? Please feel free to leave them below. I'll try and answer them. I'm not an expert. Luckily, I've got quite a few friends who are. We can lean on their knowledge. We can get into it. In terms of the best auction houses, look, they each do their own thing. They each have different rates and margins that they do. For sellers, some of them don't charge any commission, so then what you tend to see is you see loads of bottles flood the market, especially if they're in demand at the time. That's where you can sometimes pick up some decent drinkers below normal price. People get caught up. On the one I was on, Whisky Auctioneer, finishes about 11, 12 o'clock at night. I'm happy. Fees were a little bit, kind of stung me a little bit, a wee bit more than what I expected. That was my fault. I should have calculated it better. Anyway, cheers guys, all the best.